What's going on, everyone? Welcome in. Farzin Vasugian here with you for another episode of the Red Friday live chat. Hope you're all having a great Red Friday. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys making tonight's live stream part of your Friday. Hope you're all doing well. You guys have made it through your Monday through Friday. If you're in the Central Time Zone, you just made it past your 9 to 5. Congratulations. That deserves some air horns. Why not? It is the weekend. And the Chiefs still trying to work some things out here as they are trying to get back to 500 and trying to put themselves in position to be above 500 for the following week. All right. I got to know from you guys what's on your mind, what questions you have. How are you guys feeling? Let me know below. Drop them below, and we will talk. We'll have some fun tonight. Let me just kind of start things off here with the Chiefs. Where are we right now? At 2-3. Possibility of going 2-4, or also the possibility of 3-3, provided you don't tie. Those are your two options here. How are the Chiefs going to approach this game here? Because Detroit's coming into this game banged up. Like, the injury report on Detroit side of things is pretty bad. And if you're Kansas City, listen, no team is at full strength. The Chiefs, the only player they don't have on their team right now is Rashee Rice. Everyone else is available for them. Everyone's practicing and able to play for this Sunday's game. If you look at this injury report here provided by Matt McMullen from the Chiefs website, look at the game status on the right-hand side. All you see are two slashes, two horizontal slashes, hyphens, whatever you want to call them, M dashes. That is all you see across the board from top to bottom for Kansas City. But for the Lions, they have 4 players out, 6 players questionable. Now, we already know about Terrion Arnold and DJ Reed, the cornerbacks for the Lions. That is huge, and that might be the difference maker, and probably a big reason why the Chiefs are favored in this one. I know it's just 2.5 points. At least that's last I checked. I believe it was 2.5. I'll double check on that right now on DraftKings. We'll see what our good friends at DraftKings have to say about that. But this is a Lions team that's probably going to be leaning on Aiden Hutchinson to have the best game of his life. Now, it's not the end of the world if the Lions lose, but I think seeing the Eagles go the way they did, the way they went down last night, would be a great opportunity to go 5-1 and stay atop the NFC. But the Chiefs definitely are going to take advantage of those holes there. Yeah, it is still at 2.5. Minus 130 money line favorites for the Chiefs. So Aiden Hutchinson needs to have the best game of his life, especially with no Terrion Arnold, no DJ Reed, Zach Cunningham, part of that linebacker depth. That's going to be significant as well. Alan McNeil, part of that defensive line depth as well. I mean, they're going to be missing some guys there. They're going to be leaning on that defensive front quite a bit here. But here's where I think the Lions are going to struggle a lot that nobody's talking about. Taylor Decker, he's listed as questionable, but I don't think he's playing. He has a shoulder injury and did not practice all week. Their backup left tackle, Giovanni Manu, he suffered an injury in Thursday's practice. And he suffered a knee injury. And he was limited during Thursday's practice. He did not practice today. So this is something new and developing here. That's not good news. So when you look at the Lions and just their depth with their secondary and their left tackle, that's going to be a big difference maker here. Taylor Decker, I don't think is going to play. Gio Manu, probably going to be a game time decision. They're calling Taylor Decker a game time decision, but I'm just saying right now, if the guy has not been able to practice all week, that's not a guarantee that he won't play. But I think that really does diminish his chances of being able to play in this game. Gio Manu, again, he's listed as questionable, so make what you will with that. They're going to keep Penei Sewell on the right side. There were some speculation out there that maybe he'll move to the left side with the Decker injury, but it appears they want him to stay at right tackle. He's the best right tackle in the game right now, no question about it. They got Dan Skipper from the practice squad to the main roster. He might play left tackle in this game if Decker and Manu don't play in this game, or if they do and one of them or both of them, not that you ever want to see it, but if both of them go down with an injury during the game, provided they're available going into this game Sunday night, then Dan Skipper is going to be the guy that's going to be on speed dial for the Lions on that offensive line there. So the offensive, the left tackle spot specifically, that's an area where I would expect the Chiefs to capitalize and take advantage of Detroit's mishaps right now. Every team it goes through things like this, but I think Kansas City is in position. You know, you got to capitalize on this. The teams did not capitalize on Kansas City's absences last year. They had Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown miss the majority of the season last year. And let's be honest, nobody really took advantage of that. So if you're George Karlaftis or Mike Dana, I would imagine you would want George Karlaftis to line up on that side from time to time. And they'll mix things up on the defensive line as the game goes on. The Chiefs like to line up Chris Jones on the edge sometimes. I think you'll see the Chiefs try to take advantage of Manu or who was the other guy? I forgot. I just mentioned his name. The Dan Skipper. Yeah, whoever starts there. Kansas City is going to have to. Oh, what happened there? There we go. That's what we want. Kansas City is going to have to do something. And by the way, I see you guys coming in here. Appreciate you guys watching live. If you guys have any questions, comments, whatever you want me to answer, comment below and let's discuss it here. Because I know you guys will. Oh, I don't think I ever showed the depth chart or the injury report. My bad. Yeah, why is it doing that? Why is it not showing up? Okay, let's try this one more time. Is it there? There we go. That's what I was trying to show the first time. So, yeah, I'll zoom in real quickly, but that's the Chiefs injury report. Look at that. All dashes right there. And then on the Lions side, they have 4 players who are already ruled out. 6 are questionable. So my apologies. I thought I was showing that. That was the cover for this episode. So off to a bad start. Okay, so let me know what questions you guys have. Jagger6807 listening in the car on my way to Long Island. Well, shout outs to Long Island. That's awesome. Do I think Thornton will see more targets? I do. He's gotten off to a really, really good start. The number of targets we've seen for Thornton has gone down since Worthy came back. He had just 1 catch in the Ravens game. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a big catch. It was a touchdown score. And in this game against the Jags on Monday night, he only had 3 catches. You got to get him more involved than that. I know the Mahomes went after him more in the second half, but they just could not connect. The things that Tyquan Thornton's doing for you on this team, and to be specific, it's 5 total targets in that game. But man, Tyquan Thornton's been a big part of this Chiefs offense, especially with Worthy being out early on in the season. Thornton got involved pretty early. I think it took him and Patrick Mahomes a little bit of time to gel and get together, but eventually they figured it out. Tyquan Thornton's, first of all, he's leading the team in receiving yards, And he's also got the most touchdown grabs on the team. And he's doing it off very little catches. He's only got 13 on the season. Hollywood Brown has double the amount of receptions that Thornton has. Travis has 22 catches. Juju has 16 catches. And by the way, Thornton's averaging almost 21 yards per catch. That's pretty big right there. Like, let's get this guy more involved, especially if you can get him out into open space. That dude will get you some yak for your offense. I mean, they really need that. So I really hope that they figure that out. Are the Chiefs going to beat the Broncos? I would not be surprised, Connor, if they split this year, because I think Denver's offense is going to improve. Now, yes, they got a big win just recently over the Eagles. So did the Giants. But I think there are still some questions about the Broncos, who they are as a football team, especially on offense. I don't think they've established an identity yet on offense. They've got to figure that out. Because if you play like you did against the Eagles, well, we all know the Eagles have some offensive issues right now. A lot of other offenses, they will take advantage and score a lot more points and find a way to close football games in the fourth quarter. The Eagles were trying to get back into that game last night and were unable to. So, listen, people have their opinions about the Eagles right now. I think they'll figure it out. Even with the disgruntled receivers they have, they'll figure all of that shit out. But I do have some questions about Denver's offense. I think Denver's offense will improve. I mean, Bo Nix had a phenomenal rookie season. If Jaden Daniels was not playing last year, I think Bo Nix had a really good chance to win Rookie of the Year last year. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I do think Denver's offense will improve, but I think the Chiefs do split. It wouldn't surprise me if the home teams won this year. Tony's asking all kinds of trade scenarios. Yeah, I'm not going to read through all of that. It's a very long comment. You clearly you either copied and pasted this from someone, or you really thought this through, because you have all these trade proposals with specific draft picks and contract extensions. I mean, geez, you thought this through, didn't you? I will say, I think the Chiefs are going to stick with the running backs that they have. A couple of weeks ago, I would have said otherwise. I think Kansas City's running game is fine. They just need to give those running backs more chances. They probably would be more inclined to go after an edge rusher, because Karlaftis is playing well, but behind him, you're not getting much support. I think Ashton Gelati is still growing. Omenihu and Dana have kind of been disappointing this year. How will the Chiefs defense play? Well, they're getting Omar Norman-Lott back. That's significant because he did miss practice last Saturday. Saturday was a Friday for the Chiefs. Or the other way around. Friday ended up becoming a Saturday for the Chiefs because they played on Monday night. You know what I mean? Yeah, so he missed that game because of a shoulder injury, but he was a full participant every day. Everyone was a full participant except for Worthy. He just rested yesterday, precautionary, nothing serious. Makes total sense. So anyway, Omar Norman-Lott, I think, will come back. I think the Chiefs defensive line missed his presence because Omar Norman-Lott's been pretty good this year. You don't see it on the stat sheet, but the things that Omar Norman-Lott's doing on the field, the eye test, he's helping get some pressure up front. Ever since he got some opportunities to start playing for the Chiefs, I think you've seen the defensive line get a little bit of a better push. If they had that Monday night, I'd like to think Trevor Lawrence goes down a couple more times in that game. So I do expect the defense to play better. I would not be surprised if they try to get a linebacker or a DB blitz from Detroit's left side, trying to take advantage of a potential backup playing there. I expect Hunt to do well also. Again, I think everyone needs to know their role with the running backs. Pacheco's better for, long distance, big gains potentially. And I think Kareem Hunt's better for the short yardage and red zone situations. Detroit has the hottest offense right now. Yeah, the Sonic and Knuckles, whatever they call their running backs, with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. I like it. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm a big fan of Sam Laporta. I think that's a great offense. I do agree, Robert. It's going to be important for this defense to play way better. And listen, I know he's not a running quarterback. He just does not do this, but do not dismiss the possibility of Jared Goff taking off with his feet if he sees a lane there, because the Chiefs have allowed it when they least expect it. They did not expect it from Justin Herbert or from Trevor Lawrence, but they were prepared for it against Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Russell Wilson, because those guys tend to run a lot, and the Chiefs were ready for that. Which one of those running back scenarios do I prefer? Not Kamara, because he's on a veteran deal. I like him, but I just don't know if I'd want to go there. Maybe take a stab at one of the young guys. Devon Achane would be great. I've always liked Breece Hall. I feel like he's just in a really bad situation in New York. Yeah, give me Breece Hall. He's on a winless team. Probably the most reasonable. Yeah, I know. I don't got my hat on me today. Not today, Justin. I look naked without a hat. You've never seen me wear this shirt before. You guys want to know a little secret? I did not fit in this 6 months ago. This was not fitting me at all. I actually wore it in training camp a couple times because, with the heat and all that, shirts like these are much more comfortable. But yeah, I'm wearing a lot of shirts that I could not have worn 6 months ago, man. With the holidays coming up, I'm getting ready to get some bags and donate some clothes, man, because there are some shirts that I was wearing 6 months ago that I'm no longer wearing, and they're just sitting in the closet. I think I got to find something productive to do with those. So, do you see the effort on that pick six from Thornton trying to make the tackle? I did. Yeah, he is all in. I agree. I love seeing that kind of stuff, but it's I was thinking about this the other day too. Like, the guy was told in New England, you're not good enough, after trading up with the Chiefs to get him 50th overall in the second round. Like, second round picks can be quality starters in the NFL. They can be. And I guarantee you, the Patriots organization, like the scouts, the front office, those guys, they're kicking themselves. They're like, how did we fumble that one? Do I think the Chiefs are going to stay and renovate or go to Kansas? Dude, I have no idea anymore. Like, I don't even care what they do. I've said for a long time, I just want them to stay in the Kansas City area. Spending money on renovating the Truman Sports Complex, I'm not really a fan of that. The idea that they were going to create like a shopping center there, that's a little weird. It's funny because the mayor said he thinks that they can do more to activate the area around it. His words, not mine. And Clark Hunt in a training camp was like, no, there's nothing you can do with that area. Listen, Clark Hunt doesn't live here. He doesn't spend a lot of time here. He comes here on game day, a few other occasional events that'll take place at Arrowhead or in the Kansas City area. But the guy does not live here year round. So the fact that he's even speaking up, he's like, yeah, this is not even worth renting. Like, he doesn't live here and he knows. Now, I'm sure Mark Dunham is obviously taking the lead on this, but here's my thing right now. I think it's pathetic that it's taking this long. Like, you already know what you're getting from both sides. And I get it. It's 2025, but you got to start, putting together the groundwork on this stuff sooner rather than later. I know with the FIFA deal, you probably have to wait until the games are over. Then after the 2026 season, that's fine. But if you want to build a brand new stadium, you got to work on that sooner rather than later, starting with the design. But the fact that you cannot make a decision, I mean, it's been almost 2 years since the vote that they proposed and started showing the renovation plans. I mean, make a decision and move on. The fact that it's taking this long is honestly embarrassing. I mean, there are other teams that have been able to figure out what they want to do much faster than Kansas City's. So, I don't know. There are a lot of people who are really confident that the Chiefs will stay, and a lot of people are really confident the Chiefs will move. It wouldn't surprise me if Clark Hunt went with the business move. As great as Arrowhead is, yes, but Clark Hunt seeing all these new stadiums being built and all the opportunities they're getting, do you not think Clark Hunt wants to stab at all of those things? The Chiefs were very serious about wanting to get a Super Bowl here. Now, a lot has gone by. A lot of things have happened since then. A lot of time has passed since then. I get that. But Clark Hunt was very aggressive in wanting a Super Bowl in Kansas City. The NFL promised the Chiefs a specific Super Bowl. I think it was the one where Russell Wilson threw an interception at the 1 yard line against the Patriots. I can't remember what number Super Bowl that was. That Super Bowl would have been in Kansas City if taxpayers approved of the rolling roof, which I'm glad they did it, because that rolling roof, just aesthetically speaking, like, that looked awful. That looked ugly. I don't know, man. The fact that they're taking forever to make a decision is pretty embarrassing. Like, just, your options. Nothing's going to change. The mayor, my last comment on this, unless you guys have other questions, the mayor has said that when the Missouri senators voted, and it was fairly close, so they weren't all unanimous, not even close, but when they passed that bill, the mayor did say that's enough, meaning that there would not need to be a local vote for additional funding. But Mark Donovan talks about the possibility of additional funding. Here's my problem with the mayor on all of this. And listen, I know the mayor, I mean, he's been facing a lot of criticism, and to be honest, a lot of it is very fair about the city. As far as how he's handled the Chiefs, whatever he says, Clark Hunt and Mark Donovan have said the opposite. Now, I'm not suggesting that's the indicator that, okay, the Chiefs are done, but that's not a good look. I think the Chiefs are just trying to move. Like, here's my thing. If the Chiefs do stay, the Mayor Q deserves zero credit for this. I mean, sure, his comment aged well about not moving, but he did not do anything to help Kansas City. If you want to thank any politician, thank the governor. Thank Gregory, and I apologize, I don't, Senator Curtis Gregory. That's who you should be thanking if the Chiefs do stay in Kansas City, Missouri. Not the mayor. Definitely not the mayor. Eagles will be fine. Last time people doubted the Eagle at the beginning of the season, they ended up winning the Super Bowl. That's what I said last night. Like, listen, I always like to turn on local talk radio because you can do that with your phone easily nowadays, and just hear the reactions from other cities, other radio stations. Dude, I would have imagined like it was a January 6th style protest in Philadelphia. They were done. People called in cursing. The host had to hang up on callers. Dude, they were done. They want the head coach gone. They want the quarterback gone. They want the offensive coordinator gone. This team just destroyed the Chiefs in a Super Bowl 9 months ago, and they want to blow the entire thing up and start all over from scratch. Like, they got to chill out a little. They wanted Sirianni fired this time last year. I don't know, man. I had Jordan McDonald, great friend, and a great person. He does a great job with what he does locally for Philadelphia and nationally on Infinity Sports Network. I had him on the podcast, and he said the 3 toughest jobs are being the head coach of the Eagles, the manager of the Phillies, and the mayor of Philadelphia. It's that town, man. And I get it. It's an embarrassing loss to the Giants, but I guess they're down right now. What's my score prediction? I'm going to go 35-28. That's my score prediction. Do I think that Chiefs to win? Of course. Do I think Chris Jones will end the year on the Chiefs? I had him as my might want to be trade. He's not. No, I mean he's got a big fat contract attached to his name. So unless there's a team desperately in need of a defensive tackle and willing to take on that contract, I don't think so. Realistically, what do you think the Chiefs will do, if anything, by the trade deadline? I would say edge rusher, or just anyone on that defensive line more than anything else. That four-man front, they're not getting the job done by themselves, and they need some additional help from the defensive backs and linebackers on the blitz. Smith needs more touches. He's got more juice. I assume you mean Brashard Smith. Yeah, I do agree. Listen, and understand this, and I've had to say this a lot in the last week and a half. And Andrew, I see your comment as well, the SMU comment. You got a lot of speed on this offense. You have Hollywood Brown. You have Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton. Rice is coming back in a few days. He's going to have his first practice in 3-4 days with the Chiefs. You have a lot of players to account for on this team. Not everyone can get 5 to 10 touches on offense. Some guys are going to get more than others, and it'll vary on the game. It'll be different every game. Be patient, but I know a lot of you guys want to see more of Brashard Smith. Jalen Royals hasn't caught up. He hasn't even been targeted yet. They'll get him going. I trust that, but just know that there's not everyone can get a piece of the pie, but not everyone is going to have an equal slice, if that makes sense. That's the best way I can put it. How many of the new draft picks are playing? I think they're all out there. Jalen Royals, again, I just mentioned he hasn't been playing much, but he's involved as a decoy. That's how Brashard Smith started a couple weeks ago in that Giants game, and now he's starting to get more touches. Noel Williams, I'm shocked, did not get more snaps with Christian Fulton available. I don't know, maybe we don't see more Noel Williams. The Chiefs should be using Noel Williams more. I know it's not a great sample size, but from the amount that we have seen Noel Williams, he has looked really good on the field. So I'd like to see Noel get used more often because I think the defense needs a guy like him. Give out the shirts and sign them. I don't think it's worth anything. No, I'm gonna give them the people in need. But I appreciate the thought. But yeah, I think I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Obviously, Josh Simmons is your starter. I know Omar Norman-Lutz missed a couple games, but he's going to be playing a lot. Ashton Gelati's playing a lot. Noel hasn't been playing much. Royals is gradually getting more involved. Jeffrey Boss has been key on special teams. And your 7th round pick is Brashard Smith. Did I forget anyone? Yeah, that's your draft class right there. No 6th round pick. Yeah, those guys have been pretty active for the most part. I just the only thing is I'd like to see Noel Williams get involved more on defense and Jalen Royals get some targets going his way. Greetings from Finland. What up, Finland? I'm from New York, which is why I'm heading there, but I live in Philly. It sucks. I hate everything about Philly. Dude, I love, is this okay to say, like, I love Philly cheesesteak. Like, I'm probably going to get Minsky's for the game on Sunday. And by the way, shout out to our winner. They got a free $50 gift card from Minsky's. Teamed up with them to do a giveaway on Instagram. Dude, I love their Philly cheesesteak, as well as their Oktoberfest and all this stuff. But, dude, like, I'll go to Jersey Mike's. I'll get myself a Philly cheesesteak there. I want to go to Philly just to try an authentic, like go to 3 different places and try an authentic Philly cheesesteak from there. T Clay or T Clevy says, "Can we please beat the Lions?" I hope so. Certainly hope so. We all want that, right? Would Kamara be a good chief? I think he would be a good chief, David. But the reason I keep pushing back against this is because of his veteran contract. I just don't think the Chiefs The Chiefs, listen, whenever you trade for a veteran who's on a veteran deal, because he's under contract for next year as well, you have to think about that. And you have to think about next year as well, because the Chiefs are not in a great spot cap-wise. Cutting guys like Mike Dana and Jawan Taylor, which I anticipate will happen, that'll free up a lot of space. They'll still have to do some other things, but Alvin Kamara is going to put you in a really tough spot with the salary cap, especially next year. I don't think it's going to be him. I think he'd be great for the offense, of course. He's up there in age a little bit. I would prefer some of the younger guys on the list of candidates, but man, I don't know. Tyquan Thornton is going to be good. I agree. He's got to be part of a good system, though. Like I think the New England system just wasn't good for him. So hopefully he stays in Kansas City. And listen, we'll see what happens with Juju and with Hollywood. I would not be surprised if Hollywood and Juju, this is the last year for both of those guys, and that they re-sign Tyquan Thornton. And next year you'll have Thornton, Worthy, and Rice as part of your receivers. Jalen Royals would be in his second year. Surely they'll draft a receiver maybe in the later rounds. I would imagine this upcoming year would be a defensive heavy draft, but we'll see. First Arrowhead and Truman Sports Complex isn't in Kansas City, it's in Independence. No, the Truman Sports Complex is in Kansas City, Missouri. You might be getting confused for the Cable Dahmer Arena. Maybe. I mean, I don't know, but no, Arrowhead and the Truman Sports Complex, they're in the same area. And that's in Kansas City, Missouri, for sure. Spag said that they are packaged for the game, didn't really fit well for Williams. That's why I didn't play much. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's a question he just, or an answer he just made up on the spot. I agree with you, Florida, Casey. They do need some help up front on that defensive line. That's what I'm suggesting, for them to trade more for a defensive lineman than a running back. I live outside of Baltimore, so maybe an hour or so from Philly, and I really want to go and have authentic cheesesteak there. Yeah. Was in Philly last year for WrestleMania Night 2. Oh, good for you. That must have been fun. That was the one where Cody Rhodes got help from The Undertaker and John Cena, right? That one. The most recent one was in Vegas, Allegiant Stadium, I think. Yeah, I'll be honest. I've kind of wrestling. It was like really, really good when I got back into it. That was when like Sami Zayn just left the bloodline. It's kind of been bad lately. Like, I'll be honest. When I watch Raw on Netflix, I never watch live because of football season. But whenever I'm like on SmackDown or Raw, whatever, I will skip through a bunch of shit. Like, the only thing I'm really interested in right now is the Vision faction, that storyline, and all of the enemies they have involved there. And then the Judgment Day kind of is interesting. I also like the Wyatt Six, but I think they're kind of in a boring storyline right now. I would cut Worthy. He hurt too much, and Tyreek will be available next year. I don't know about that. I mean, listen, Worthy just missed a couple games this year. He was available. Rashee Rice missed a bunch of games. I know it was kind of a freak accident, but I mean, listen, Worthy got through his entire rookie year. Did he not? I would trust that he'll play more, be available more than he misses games. Tyreek, dude, Tyreek looks like, before his injury, of course, he looks like he's gotten slower. And I'll tell you right now with Tyreek Hill, he's going to get signed, but he's not going to go for a cheap price. I keep saying this. I don't like to involve family members and all that, but the dude's got a bunch of kids, and so many different baby mamas. Like, the dude needs the money way more than a ring. I don't care what he says. He may not admit it, but come on, like, he needs to focus on the last couple of years of his career to stay healthy and get a bunch of money, because that dude's got a lot of mouths to feed and a lot of college as well. College ain't cheap. I've been to Philly, ran the steps that Stallone did in the Rocky 72 steps. That's awesome. I heard Jalen Hurts said he did not want to go to that area until they had a Super Bowl parade. So good for him. That's actually kind of cool. Tyreek going to be 32 next year? Yeah. I mean, I'm so over Tyreek. Look, it's funny because the Chiefs have gone to the Super Bowl every year without him. And there's a conversation every single year about the Chiefs not having him. And now it's turning into, oh, the Chiefs need him. It's like, slow down. They just had a couple games without Tyreek and Rice. Now that, or I'm sorry, not Tyreek, Worthy and Rice. But yeah, Worthy's back, and you've seen the offense look a lot different in 2 games. Way different. Way different. How do I think Worthy and Rice will be playing together? Oh, I am excited to see it. We have not seen that, have we? We have not seen that. Maybe a little bit, but that was when Worthy was still using those training wheels, and now that dude's doing all kinds of good things for the offense. I'm excited. Tyquan Thornton, Hollywood Brown, Worthy, Rice. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Nick Wright promotes most of his BS. Listen, they're a long time. I'm assuming you're talking about the mayor. They're lifelong friends. I think they've known each other since high school. So, what advice do you have for me for my weight loss journey? People always ask me, like, what's your secret? I don't have a secret other than just doing it. Like, really just getting off my lazy ass and doing it. Be consistent, eat right, and a lot of patience. People want instant gratification with weight loss. Dude, if you want to lose weight, you're not going to get results right away. Even in your first month, it'll take a little bit of time. So stick through it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So give it time and you'll get there. I've always said, if I can do it, anyone else can do it. My goal is to lose 60 pounds. I'm at 47 right now. It's been a little slow for me lately because my schedule's been insane crazy, which I'm not proud to admit, because I do truly feel you got to make room for your health and exercise. I've also had a back injury. Nothing serious. It's more minor, but it has kept me out of a gym. I will say today, when I woke up, I actually wanted to get out of bed today, which was awesome. Last week, I have not felt that way. I've actually been like moving better today than I have in the last week. So after this, I'm definitely hitting the gym. What's my final score prediction? I said that earlier. 35-28. What are your thoughts on Final Fantasy 14? So I'm redoing it because I just want to get a refresher on the story. Listen, I have a life outside of gaming, but I'm on like the quest between A Realm Reborn and Heavensward. So that's like a whole DLC in and of itself. I love it. I really, really do. I know a lot of people feel like that's not considered a real Final Fantasy because it's an MMO, but it's fun, man. I love the characters. I love the music. I love the storyline. I can't wait to go back and replay Shadowbringers. That was the last expansion I played. That was a damn good story. And I can't wait to play Endwalker and Dawntrail. I have not played those yet. I think they're about to announce their new one. So hopefully by the time I catch up, they'll release the new one, the new expansion. So got to be ready for that. All right, I'll read a couple more and I'll get out of here. Kicker needs to be in the conversation, I believe. Perhaps. I guess it depends what he does the rest of the year, but Keep in mind, he's the highest paid kicker in the league, so the Chiefs are kind of attached to him. Now, with kickers, you're not spending as much money, so I suppose it's easier to get out of, depending how you feel about him. But yeah, I mean, I suppose we can't dismiss that possibility, depending what Butker does the rest of the year. Gotta start showing some improvement. Okay, for those of you who keep asking for my score prediction, I'm convinced you're trolling. There's no way you guys can be asking this and I'm answering it twice already. Do you think Rice will play much next week? I do. I think he'll get a lot of, dude, like he's been out of action for more than a year. Maybe the first couple drives you won't see too much of him, but he'll get involved. Trust me. The Chiefs are not going to put him on any kind of a snap count. WWE is cool for all wrestling, but I prefer AEW. It has more adult feel and it has way more actual wrestling and matches. Yeah, I can understand. Some people have their own preference with that kind of stuff. I like the story aspect behind all of what WWE does. I'll be honest, I don't know much about AEW. I saw the clips online of CM Punk returning when Edge made his debut, when Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy were both there, when Big Show made his debut, a couple other things here and there. I can't say I'm too familiar with AEW and the product. I've heard a lot of mixed opinions about it, but yeah, it's good that it's out there for competition, I suppose. Okay, I am kind of on the comments, I think. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I appreciate you guys joining me for this episode of the Red Friday Q&A live chat. If you guys enjoyed this, please share the link. Let your friends know about it. If you tuned in later and missed any part of the live chat, it'll be archived shortly. Again, remember, this is exclusively on social media. So it's not going to be on Apple, Spotify, any of those places. This is specifically going to be on Facebook, YouTube, and X. We're live on Instagram, but you can't archive live streams on Instagram. So for those of you that are exclusively on Instagram, this is disappearing as soon as we're done. But if you're on the other social media sites, it'll be available right away as soon as we end the live stream. So if you guys want to rewatch this or check out any parts you may have missed, feel free to do so. And we're going to go and sign off. So I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your Red Friday. Reminder, 10 a.m. Central Time. We'll have our pregame live chat on Sunday. Join me for that. Otherwise, have a great weekend. I will talk to you all then.